When this year is over, a lot of people are going to say, how did Nakobe Dean ever fall in the draft? What a mistake. And speaking of mistakes, I might have made one. I need your guys' opinion. Who's the bigger baby? The Dallas Couchboys or the San Francisco 49ers? Dallas still stinks. Yo, my doing Dingbat here. I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're hanging in there. You know, when it comes to Nakobe Dean, I think at the end of this year, a lot of people are going to be saying, how did this guy ever fall in the draft? I can't believe he fell in the draft. All he does is make tackles, make plays, and win championships. It's amazing. And I need your guys' opinion. I need your help to settle an argument that I'm having with people in the neighborhood. Who's the bigger babies? The Dallas Couchboys or the San Francisco 49ers? So we're going to get into it in a second. But before we do that, if you're new to the channel, you like the content, make sure you hit that like button. More importantly, make sure you subscribe to the most censored, the most throttled Eagles got their career in all of the internet. And if you've been subscribed for a while, I just want to thank you for all the support you give to me. It truly, truly means a lot. Now, I was sitting there yesterday and I was walking to my mail. And I was taking out some stuff, at the mailbox. I was walking back and I started talking to these two guys. They saw I had an Eagles hat on and they were like, "Oh, we're coming for you guys this year. We're coming for you guys this year." And I said, "Well, who's that?" And they said, "The San Francisco 49ers, we're coming for you this year." And you see, where I live, you either used to be Oakland Raider fans, so you have a lot of Raider fans, and you have a lot of 49er fans, right? And then, of course, you have Dallas Cowboy fans sprinkled in there. They're like cockroaches. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. But anyway, so I started talking to these guys, and I said to them, I said, you guys got no chance. You're going to come to Philly, you got no quarterback, and you're going to get destroyed. You will be devastated. And they said, "Oh, well, if Brock Purdy plays, we win that game." So what makes you think you're going to win that game with Brock Purdy? Hassan Reddick sent him into next year. Literally sent him into next year. There's no chance. There's no chance. And I started saying, I said, I used to think the 49ers, I told these guys this, I said, I used to think the 49ers were like I had something in common with the 49er fans. You don't like Dallas. You don't like the Dallas Cowboys. You don't like the Couchboys. You don't like Jerry Jones, 3,345 years old. How can you like him even though it's his birthday today? Happy birthday, Jerry Jones, 3,346 years old. It's got to be hard to be 3,347 years old. But, I said to them, I used to think we had something in common. You guys didn't like the Cowboys. I could get it. But now I got to tell you, I think I have to put the San Francisco 49ers, I have to put them number one on the list of the biggest babies in the NFL. I mean, I have to, even over the Dallas Cowboys. Of course, he texts me when I'm here filming, but I got to put them over the Dallas Cowboys. You guys are literally the biggest babies. Oh, we're not big. We're just telling you the way it is. We're just telling you the truth. You can't accept that your team would have lost if we would have had Purdy. So there's no way Purdy is going to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. It just is not going to happen. You got destroyed. And you have to give Hassan Reddick for destroying your team literally. He chopped the snake off at the head. That's football. That's the way it goes. I don't understand what the big deal is. And they said, "Well, that's all right, fine, but how can you even compare us to the Dallas Cowboys?" I said, "Listen, there is nobody that I ever thought were the biggest babies than the Dallas Cowboys." I mean, here's a fan base that sits there, and if you look at all the teams that have won multiple, lots of championships, right? You have the Patriots, you have the 49ers, you have the Steelers, and you have the Cowboys. There's only one team that constantly talks about their 5 rings. We got 5 rings. We got 5 rings. You don't hear the Patriot fans talking about their rings. You don't hear the Steelers really talking about their rings, or even the 49ers keep talking about their rings. Only the Dallas Cowboys. And I will say this, though. If you haven't ever lived to see the Cowboys win a Super Bowl, you were lucky. you were lucky. Because if you think that those fans are crazy now, you should see them when they win. It is the worst feeling in the world watching the Dallas Cowboys win. It's just a horrible thing. And then the way that those fans act, they just will not let it go. They rub it. It's like I can't even explain to you how bad it is. But even as bad as the Cowboys are, nobody's a bigger baby, as far as I'm concerned, than the San Francisco 49ers right now. They are the biggest babies because, one, they couldn't give the Eagles credit for beating them. They couldn't just say, yeah, you know what? You took our quarterback out. You beat us. You beat us. Football is a rough game. And part of football is injuries. And if, it wasn't like Purdy was running out he wasn't running down the field and twist his ankle. He wasn't like, I have to go to the bathroom. And he's going to the bathroom and he's pissing all over the seat and stuff and he falls and twists his ankle and then he's out of the game at halftime. It wasn't anything like that. It was like the dude got hit during the game by an Eagle player. That is on the San Francisco 49ers. You have to give the Eagles credit. It's the same thing as if you took a grand slam home run in baseball, a walk-off grand slam. It's the same thing. So that's what I was saying to these guys. And they're like, no. This went back for like 25, 30 minutes. And then I was like, all right, you know what? I will see you guys. You know where to find me. I live right there. You know where to find me when the time comes to play the 49ers. But I'm sorry. Listen, you have to put them at this point ahead of the Dallas Cowboys for the biggest babies. Because it's not even them. It's not even just the fans. The players are still talking about it. Like, dude, you've lost, 3 NFC championship games in a row? That's on your coach. That's on your team. And the thing is I don't really think the 49ers, I think they're good, but I still think as long as they have a quarterback, the quarterbacks that they have on their roster, they're not winning anything. They're not winning anything. So I have to put the 49ers ahead of the Dallas COUCHBOYS. I'm curious to let you guys think. I figure, and I told them, I said, listen, I have a YouTube channel. You can check it out. The internet solves all problems. YouTube will solve this argument. So tell me who the bigger baby is in the comment section. COUCHBOYS or the 49ers. All right. I think it's the Niners at this point. I really do. Cowboys are more delusional. Cowboy fans are more delusional. But right now, this offseason, the Whiners have been way worse. Way worse. Now, I'm going to say this. Nakobe Dean will lead this team in tackles this year. Nakobe Dean will lead the Eagles in tackles. I think Nakobe Dean is going to have a monster year. And I know a lot of people are really worried about the linebacking situation. But I got to tell you, I think the linebackers are fine. I actually do. Because I think, here's two things I'll say. I think the linebackers are fine. I think they're young. I think they need to play. I think when you get out there and you see Nakobe Dean, you see Morrow, this kid Christian Ellis that we're hearing great things about. I think when you see these linebackers on the field, I think that they're going to be good enough because I really think Nakobe Dean is going to be a great player. I really do. Like I said, I think he's going to lead this team in tackles. And I say that in a good way, okay? However, the way I see to handle the linebacking situation, right? Because I'm not going to sit there and say that they couldn't upgrade the position. They could. They got a lot of young guys. But I think because they're young and they got tremendous upside, I think the thing to do with the linebacking situation is to sit there and let them go into the season, play with the young linebackers you have. And if you have a problem at linebacker by the trade deadline, at that point, make a deadline trade for a linebacker. I think the time to go out and get a good linebacker is the trade deadline. I would rather use my money and what I have left for a safety or for another defensive end or maybe even another receiver, depending upon who it is. But I think the linebacking situation, I just think that they're young, they're inexperienced. But when you look at Nicholas Morrow, he has gotten better every year. He's gotten better every year. We're hearing great things about this Christian Ellis. And Nakobe Dean, to me, is a stud. He is an absolute stud. Listen, the Eagles trust this guy enough where they're already letting him, basically call the plays and stuff like that. The kid's smart. He's played behind Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis in college. I think this kid is going to have a big year. Now, I'm not saying he can't get a little bigger and things like that. That'll all come, that'll all come at some point. But I think this kid is going to have a monster year. I think a lot of people are sleeping on him. I still think Jordan Davis is the biggest key on this defense, because I think if he is good and he can be great on the defensive line, he's going to make everybody better. But I do think Nakobe Dean, the one game we saw him get plays, he was out there and he was making plays. He was all over the field. He's fast, sideline to sideline. He's smart. He's won in college, and he's going to also win in the NFL. I think he will lead the league I think he will lead the Eagles in tackles this year. I think he's going to have somewhere in the 120 range, somewhere around there. And I think that the linebacking situation, the way the Eagles should approach it, is go in with what you got with the young guys. Upgrade your safety spot if you can, or add another defensive end or whatever. And then, if your linebackers aren't cutting it by the trade deadline, then go out and get Patrick Queen or Isaiah Simmons or somebody like that. Do it then. But as of right now, I think with what they have, I think they're going to be okay. And I really think Nakobe Dean is about to have a monster year. And when it's all said and done, I can see it clear as day. I can see the NFL. I can see articles written. I can see people talking. How did Nakobe Dean fall in the draft? It's unbelievable that the Eagles were able to get him. He's an absolute stud. I really am high on Nakobe Dean. I really am. I think he's going to have a big year. I think he's going to have a big year. I think Jordan Davis is going to have a big year. I think Jalen Carter is going to have a great rookie year. I think Nolan Smith is going to make his impact. We are now in a situation which is the golden era of Philadelphia Eagles football. That's where we're at, because we've got young, talented players that aren't going anywhere, and we've got players who are already established that are at the top of their game. But Nakobe Dean is going to have a monster year. Mark this down, tape it, record it, do what you have to do, save it, because at the end of the year, I'm telling you, Nakobe Dean leads this team in tackles, and I think he's close to being a Pro Bowler. The question will be, will he be a Pro Bowler his first year? A lot of times these guys, even though they don't play the Pro Bowl anymore, a lot of times these guys get left out their first year when they deserve it. It always takes 2 years for them to get in. But I think Nakobe Dean is going to go out and have a monster year. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's how we vision. We're all just living in it. I'll tell you what, the Eagles better come out with this Kelly Green soon, because I'm on Mitchell and Ness's website, and they just released a bunch of former Eagle players that I haven't seen jerseys for in a long time that I need. Seth Joyner, Clyde Simmons, Randall Cunningham White with the JB99 patch. I'm going to have to get 2 of these 3, but I'm going to wind up spending all my money on these, legacy jerseys, and instead of like Devontae Smith, Kelly Green, Jalen Hurts, Kelly Green, because they're taking too much time. We need Kelly Green, and we need it now, because Mitchell and Ness is putting out some good stuff. Check out their website, man. You want Seth Joyner jersey, Clyde Simmons? Dude, it looks good. Denzel Washington out.